What's up? It's the Trail Diva. Alright, so it has been wicked hot, which has been really hard to do anything other than walk and wipe your face off with sweat. So pardon the sweat that's going to drip off my face. It is what it is. Today, I'm going to reflect on milestones. We've had a lot of milestones. One of them being I have not showered in the longest. I've gone the longest without showering, which is 5 days. Ooh. I did wash my hands quite often, and I have done like bathroom showers, but that's one milestone. The other milestone is that we hit the halfway mark. Woohoo! The official halfway mark. So the one before that was Harper's Ferry. We all took some time off, which was much needed. So that was a milestone. Today we're going to do the half-gallon challenge, which is the milestone. And we're also going to hit 1,100 miles, which is a milestone. And we just had the best trail magic ever, which is a milestone. They had a hand washing station, which when I do trail magic in the years to come, you better believe I'm going to have a hand washing station. Okay. So, it's been a great day. Milestones really, really rev up your mood. And Virginia kicked our butt because it was long. And we were just waiting for it to be over. But there's lessons to be learned in that. Novelty is what I'm going to talk about. When the novelty wears off, something happens to you out here where the hike becomes a job. And when the hike becomes a job, that normally gets in your head. And it got to me really, really hard. It got to me because the boss that I have now is Mother Nature. And when you look at the miles, you're like, oh, I have halfway to go. Halfway to go. That mentality just sucks you dry. And it's like, you've done half. So you're happy. But then there's a point where you're like, I have walked 1,026 miles if you're in Harper's Ferry. And I still have 1,066 to go. Yeah, you go faster because you have your trail legs, you understand. When it's hot, though, we have not been doing as many miles because we're having a hard time getting back into it. And part of the reason is, doing the calculations, where there's like always that rumor that if you don't hit Harper's Ferry by July 4th, you're not going to make it to Katahdin. That's just something that people say. And that just like, even though you can do the math, and if you do the math and you're like, oh no, I will get there. I will get to Katahdin. So for those of you who don't know, Katahdin closes due to severe weather. You don't want to screw around with the weather in Katahdin. Even mountaineers have unfortunately passed away from trying to tackle it during severe weather conditions, and it's just not something that's safe. So it closes, and everyone's trying to get to Katahdin, and it's becoming this rat race, and we're all used to this rat race. My family, used to working for, companies, hustle and bustle, quota, numbers, business, blah, 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 blah. And we're finding that the AT is becoming that way for us. And then we have all decided not to make it that way because it's becoming this daunting, overwhelming, goal. And we don't want to hustle. This isn't about hustling, because we know how to do that in our normal lives, and we don't want to make this that way. So we've been trying to make it more fun. How we've been doing that, even though sometimes the heat is the element that gets me the most, the heat and humidity. I become like a super diva when the heat comes, and people just, you know, they know to give me my space and just say, Diva will get there when she gets there. Because we don't want to deal with her when she has a tantrum, which is fine. And appreciate it, because I'm often just miserable in this heat, crying. The rocks, we're in rock territory. I'm terrible with rocks. But we've been trying to make this less of a job by, you know, enjoying it, taking more breaks, having siestas because it's so hot. And so we normally have a 3-hour break during the day, which I've never done before. And it's hard to get into the routine again after you take some time off, because we all took time off. But there's other elements that are going on. You know, we didn't have as many milestones, and now we're having all these milestones, and we're riding that wave, and then we come down, and then you realize you have so much like further to go. But the mentality that we're trying to have is we're trying to make it more fun. And I think when you add the element of play, because adults need to play too. There's big water carries as well, so that doesn't really help. When you add that element of play, it becomes less daunting. Sometimes it doesn't work though. That's where you just have to give it space. That, yeah, the novelty wore off. It's hot as it's hot. And you're hungry. And I have to turn. Cool. Turning. That's the thing. The goals are so great to have, but sometimes you just get so engulfed and entrenched in the goal that you forget to have fun, and you forget to play, because you have to get there by a certain time. Otherwise, you won't be successful. And I've done the math, and it seems like I'm going to be successful, but there's a lot of other elements that stand in the way, like heat, water carries, and morale. Morale is down a little bit. So those are the other elements. And then we're going to get to steep territory very, very soon. Then we're going to get to rocks, you know. And it's, you know, these are the things and the elements that are working against you, and figuring out a way to make it fun and playful so that they work with you, I think is kind of where I'm going to go. Or where, you know, we're going to go. I'm a trampoline up, hopefully, because we're feeling it. We're feeling it. But we're going to ride this wave just like we ride all the other waves. And we're going to get there. One foot in front of the other. Throw Diva up.